Your Samsung Galaxy phone might not come with this anymore in the near future when you buy a new phone. The latest information is that it might not come with Chrome pre-installed on the phone of your next Samsung Galaxy device, or really any Android device. And the reason being is the Department of Justice over here in America is looking to break up Google Chrome from Google because they think they have a monopoly going on. Everybody uses Google for their search engines and basically their whole lives. Like if I think about my life, I have Google smart devices everywhere. I have Android phones that have Google everything on them. I use their search engines all the time, pretty much exclusively. They're everywhere. I use them for everything. And the Department of Justice, like I mentioned, is concerned that Google has this monopoly of things and that Chrome is the catalyst of all of that. So you might have to directly download Google Chrome from the Google Play Store on your phone or any device that has it. And also you got to remember that if they break off Google Chrome from Google, it's either going to be its own entirely different company or some other company is going to own Google Chrome, so it could change at that point. So there's a lot of stuff going on right now with this. I love Google Chrome. It's the browser that I use. I'll be disappointed if this gets changed in any major way, in a negative way of that, because it's just a great browser. I love it. And I know a lot of other people that use it too. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Is that gonna bug you out a little bit, or are you just gonna use the Samsung internet browser, or are you just gonna go in the Google Play Store and download it, or get Firefox or some other browser? Let me know in the comments down below. Now we're getting little price leaks for the Galaxy S25 Edge. Remember, this is their thin, light phone that's going to be out most likely next month, and it's going to be more expensive than a Plus but less than an Ultra. The latest information coming out about this is that the storage is going to be 256 and 512, so no 1 terabyte, and the price is going to be equating out to about $1,030 for the 256 and about $1,120 for the 512. Now these prices obviously could change. These are based off of reflections that the Korean price changed into American dollars. But yeah, it looks like it's probably gonna start somewhere between $1,000 and $1,050 for the 256, and then like $1,000 probably for $1,100, I should say, for the 512. That's my guess of what we're probably gonna see with these. But definitely, I guess, price competitive for what you expect in this range of phone. This is really a phone that's going to be at that upper, higher tier, kind of like the Plus version. And then, like I've said a million times, they should just get rid of the Plus at this point and just have this one. They should have the 25, the 25 Edge, and the 25 Ultra. Call it a day. And maybe that's what we're gonna see next year. And this is also gonna be limited to 40,000 units, so it might not even come out where we live. All about the new Google Pixel 10 phones. We got the Pixel 10, 10 Pro, and 10 Pro XL. And did they change it all? What do they look like? They look the same. There really isn't any change at all physically about these phones. They look really, really close to what last year's versions did. So if you didn't like that design, you're probably not gonna like this design. I think it's a nice design though. I'm perfectly fine with it. It looks modern. It looks very iPhone. I know when I try to pick up my Pixel 9 Pro XL, sometimes I'm like, oh, is that my iPhone? And I gotta flip it over. I'm like, oh no, that's the Pixel. So it is very eerily similar to an iPhone, which some people are gonna hate. But what you're expecting here, 6.3, 6.3, and 6.8 on here with the Tensor G5 across the board. It's a 3 nanometer TSMC chip. And some things about that chip though, is it should be a really, really big difference in terms of benchmark scores versus last year's. The nanometers are smaller, which allows it to perform better. And one of the big thoughts coming out from a year or two ago was that the new Pixel phones would be better performers because of the fact that these processors are not being made directly with Samsung anymore. They're gonna be made by TSMC, and they're gonna allow it to get better performance. So I expect the benchmark score to jump up, probably, at least on the multi-core score, I would expect it to jump up by 1,500 to 2,000 points more than it previously was. To probably put it, if I had to guess, in the maybe close to 9,000 on a Geekbench score, which would put it really, really close with a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. But we'll wait and see. Maybe it won't be that powerful, but it'll definitely should be somewhere between 8 and 9,000 is my guess. Hopefully. I mean, I'm talking good about it, right? But otherwise, you know, what you get with a Pixel phone, you're getting good cameras, you're gonna get constant updates. It should hopefully launch with Android 16 because these won't even be out until October. So you still have, man, these are like leaked really, really early. We're in March and you still have 8 more months of this phone coming out. And we'll learn more about it. It'll obviously be special features that we're not talking about or that we don't even know yet. So keep your eyes peeled on this one. Let me know your thoughts, which one you'd want to get. For me, I would do the 10 Pro XL. Got to go big or go home with that 120 hertz OLED display and Tensor G5. We got some big news for you, especially we're going to start it off if you're an S Pen fan. S Pens are not going away anytime soon. Obviously, we've seen Bluetooth leave the S Pen Galaxy S25 Ultra S Pen. It's not even in the Galaxy Z Fold 6 phones, that Bluetooth, but you still get S Pens. S Pens still are here, and it looks like they're not going anywhere per the latest information directly from Samsung. They're saying that they will not be getting rid of it and that it fits into their life. They're saying the multi-modality is really important to them. So that's how people use their phone, whether they're speaking, whether they're writing, whether they're in a meeting. People do use their S Pens in meetings to write notes. So I don't see a space where the S Pen is not a key part of our portfolio. This is great news. Again, for people that use this thing all the time, I literally almost never use it, but it is a great tool to have. I love that it's built into the Galaxy S25 Ultra because if you want it, it's there. And if you don't, you put it away, you keep it there, and it's like, doesn't bother you at all. So that's great. It would be great if it was also built into the Galaxy Z Fold lines, but at least at the very least, you have the option to use an S Pen with it. And if you don't want to use it, you don't have to buy one. So really good on both sides. And again, just a great move overall by Samsung to potentially not get rid of it. Now, speaking of Galaxy Z Fold phones, Galaxy Z Fold 7, we've heard that the cameras versus the Z Fold 6 are going to be much improved, at least in the main sensor category. Now, are we getting more confirmation that it's going to or less? Well, it looks like we're getting more confirmation that that will ring true. Galaxy Club is reporting that this is going to be a pretty big upgrade, and they locked in their findings with the 200 megapixel primary camera, which is the same one you find on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, which I definitely use that camera. I probably wouldn't say the most, I probably use the selfie cameras the most, but second most is my main camera. So I love that we're gonna have a really premium camera on the back of this phone. 12 megapixel ultra wide, which is staying, 10 megapixel telephoto, which is staying, 10 megapixel cover screen selfie photo is staying, and the reportedly improved under display camera on there as well. It will retain its 4 megapixel resolution. But yeah, I've been reporting on this for probably about a month. We've been getting leaks about this, and this is another leak from a different source who have great reputation, Galaxy Club overall. So I'm loving it. Improved under display camera, keeping the resolution the same, but if it improves the quality, I think that's great. It's still kind of trashy. Hopefully it doesn't turn into trash. It turns into sweet smelling trash or sweet, just be great. And then I love the 200 megapixel camera. Finally, awesome. And bigger displays, home run. It's almost April, it's almost baseball season. We're gonna start it off with what's going to end up being the most powerful Android tablet on the market, and it comes out, I can't even say it, comes out really, really soon. This is the OnePlus Pad 2 Pro's specs. Starting off with a Snapdragon 8 Elite processor with 16 gigs of RAM. Right there alone, you're like, dude, this is a beast. Then you top it up with up to 1 terabyte of UFS 4.0 storage. There's no SD card slot or anything like that. The display will be a 13.2 inch LCD 3.4K resolution. Now you could be like, okay, it's not OLED, which you're right. Not the end of the world though, but it also has a nice big display at that. 13 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel front camera. Who uses the damn camera on their tablet, especially the rear camera? I can see maybe if you're doing a video chat with the front camera, but the back one, come on, it seems a little bit crazy. Battery, 10,000 milliamp battery, good sized battery in there. Charging's either gonna be 67 or 80 watts, so super fast charging on this. Launch is expected sometime around June 2025, so just 2-3 months away from where we are at right now. And we don't know price or anything like that, but generally OnePlus products generally aren't the most expensive products versus their competitors. But this thing looking like a freaking beast, and it's gonna be out very, very soon. Let me know if you're interested in this one. Do you have a Galaxy S23, 23 Plus, or 23 Ultra? Why, I ask, or why do you ask, I should say? Because One UI 7 beta is out for it right now. You can go into the Samsung Members app on your phone and scroll through the top there of banners to see if you have the update. I don't know exactly all the carriers. I know US has gotten the update pushed out, as has Korea, probably some other places as well. Last with the S20, what was it, Z Fold 7 beta, it wasn't available on T-Mobile, even though if you had it unlocked, it still wasn't available. It's probably gonna be something similar, where this is only available on the other 3 carriers, or 2 carriers, I should say, and not T-Mobile. So if you don't see it, that's probably why, but definitely check in there if you have one of those phones to get the One UI 7 beta. How cool is that? I'm loving it on my Galaxy Z Fold 7, but it's not perfect. I did it, ooh, look, it's kind of cool. I did a video today of things I didn't like about it. So if you're curious, go check that out. I'm gonna talk about RCS. RCS is on the iPhone, it's on Android. It's been on Android for a while, and it came on to the iPhone in 2024, but it doesn't have the full suite of encryption and features that a lot of us other folks have, but it looks like it's going to get it alongside of some features Android will get as well. The tweet came out from Max Weinbeck saying that the RCS universal profile is getting updated with support for end-to-end encryption. So no matter what you're doing, you get an end-to-end encryption now with iOS. That means iOS and Android will receive, or will have, E2EE with messages, files, and sent via RCS. So if you send a file or a message or whatever, a voice message, it'll be encrypted end-to-end, iOS to Android, Android to iOS. But that's not all, because it also is showing that iMessage and not iMessage, but iPhone and Android will also get unsending features, so you can unsend a message and edit a message as well. So all of that stuff is coming to RCS with the newest profile. So if you wanted to edit a message that you sent, you'll be able to. If you want to unsend it, you'll be able to. So some very nice features coming along, so that RCS is even more amazing with iPhone and Android, or Android to Android, or iPhone to Android, or vice versa. So great, great news. Hopefully this will be implemented very, very soon for both parties, and that, you know, we can take advantage of it and have a more secure and a more fruitful way of texting with each other. Because as you know, iPhone people are kind of snobby sometimes with, oh, I sent it to a green message and the quality doesn't look good, even though it's fine now, or I don't get the same encryption. So there's a bunch of stuff going on with that, but ultimately it looks like it's going to be very, very fruitful. I found another thing that absolutely annoys me about the Galaxy Z Fold 6 One UI 7 update, and it's not the same reason as the Galaxy S25 Ultra that also has One UI 7. So it has all to do with pressing and holding the power button. I press and hold it. Now Gemini comes up, and you can obviously set it to bring up the power menu. You do that within settings, and then go into search and just search for side button, and you can change it to power, or you can change it to your assistant. And I'll show you that right now real quick. Here is side button. So on here on the Galaxy S25 Ultra, I can do power menu, I can do Bixby, or I can do, what do they have? Google Digital Assistant, which is great. I love that. On the Galaxy Z Fold 6, I can only do Bixby or the power menu. I don't have the other option for my digital assistant. And I already have my digital assistant, the default, set to Google Assistant on here. So as you can see, when I long press the power button on my Galaxy Z Fold 6, especially if I'm trying to do, it brings up Bixby.
Bixby privacy contents have been updated.
I'm not even gonna use it. I don't wanna use it. I mean, it's not as good as Gemini currently, and I just don't wanna use it, and it's annoying. And I'm hoping that the next update that comes out will end up showing that we're gonna end up getting something similar to this. It doesn't really make sense to me right now why it's on the Galaxy S25 Ultra with the power menu, but it's not on here. They're both running One UI 7. I know this is in beta. Again, maybe they'll push out an update to add that feature, which doesn't seem like much of a feature to add, but still. The other thing I wanted to add on is that, and I've done a video on this, the Galaxy Watch 7, when you use that and you long press the bottom of the button on the bottom, instead of it being able to do any of your digital payment services that you want to have it be Google Wallet or Samsung Wallet, it only defaults to Google Samsung Wallet. You cannot default it to Google Wallet, and you have to, in order to use Google Wallet, you have to use the double press, and you can change that in the settings. But it's just so weird. I wonder if they're trying to do the same thing with this, that no matter what you do, is if you long press that power button, it's going to always go to Bixby. Maybe it's going to be different on the S25 Ultra phones, but on the Z Fold 6 with One UI 7, it's not. So we're gonna go through how you can take full screen videos and photos on your Galaxy Z Fold phone. We're gonna be doing it on the Z Fold 6. Now, what I mean by that is literally when you take a photo or a video, you can see it's taking up the whole screen, and even when I turn it on to the front, it's taking up the full screen. And I'll just show you again on a picture I took. Here's a picture I took. Full screen allows you to see the full screen. And then here's one where it's not full screen, that's a video. Here's a video, again, that's not, or a photo I should say, it's not full screen. Here's a video that is full screen. So this is gonna allow you to do something like this, or again, take a photo that's completely full screen. So what you're gonna do is open up your camera app. Once you're in your camera app, let's flip this around. And what you can do is you're gonna tap that, the button right here, and you're gonna choose 6x7, and it works for photos. It works for, I'll put it on video. You can see it's on 6x7 right there. It's on videos. It works with the front camera. There you go. Actually, that's 9x16. Let's flip that, 6x7. So it works on the front as well. Again, photos and videos. But one place that it doesn't work when you're looking at it through this main screen is when you do like a portrait video. You can't do it on that. There's no option for that, even if it's front or back camera. So keep that in mind. Yeah, so unfortunately it doesn't work when the phone is closed on the front or back cameras or video or photo. It's only gonna do the full, 6x7 on here when and if you're looking at it like this, work on the back cameras or the front camera for that. So very, very cool. And that's how you get full screen video and photos with your Galaxy Z Fold phone. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.